This is Dr. Anthony Kane with the Complete Connection Parenting Program with another parent tip for you today. Today we're going to discuss a problem that any person who has more than one child always has. And that's the problem of sibling rivalry. Now, a lot of people give you different approaches to sibling rivalry, and what you should do as a parent, and how you get rid of the conflict, make everyone get along. What I'm going to say here is a little bit different. Because one thing I'll tell you about sibling rivalry, first of all, sibling rivalry is universal, and sibling rivalry is normal. It is part of growing up in a multi-child family, and it plays an important role in growing up. And that's what I focus on today, because most people talk about sibling rivalry miss this point. What are the advantages of sibling rivalry? Well, first of all, it does two things. We live in a world where you have to get along with the people. That means with peers, with friends, with spouses. Where does a child learn how to do that? He learns it by bopping his little brother. He learns it by fighting with the big sister. They learn all sorts of things with conflict resolution when they're growing up in a safe environment in a home, and that is through the rivalry with the siblings, the fighting back and forth of siblings. So one of the most important things of sibling rivalry is you learn how to get along with peers. Now you can fight with parents also, but parents have a different role. Parents teach you how to get along with authority figures. But it's your brothers and sisters who you're fighting with who teach you how to get along with the people you're dealing with in your peer groups, in your relationships, your co-workers, and your family members and spouses. That's what brothers and sisters teach you how to do. The other major thing which is critical for children to learn, that sibling rivalry teaches, is that the world is not fair. We grew up thinking that we've Declaration of Independence, right? All men are created equal. It's not true. Definitely not true. Look at the world today. We just had President George W. Bush. Now, it's a very good case to be said that he would not be president if his father wasn't president. Let's say, for example, George Bush Sr. sold pretzels in the street. You think George W. Bush would be president in that case? Very unlikely. Look at John F. Kennedy. He became president probably because his father was a senator, a very powerful senator before. If his father was, say, a taxi driver, very unlikely Kennedy would be president. We are not in a world where people are created equal or given equal opportunities. We're in a world which is not fair. How does a child learn to deal with what not being fair, when things are not fair? They learn it through their siblings. Now, these two things are very important to understand, because you as a parent have to direct sibling rivalry properly to achieve its purposes. Number one, conflict resolution. You have to let your children resolve their own conflicts. That means they're fighting about something. You don't get involved. You don't get yourself inside of that, because what will happen then? The conflict will change to getting you on their side. You become the point of conflict. You want to let them work out the resolution themselves, and you want to give them the tools to do so. And very often with my children, what I've done is they're fighting over something. I say, well, tell you what, I'll take it away, and when you guys work out how you want to have it, I'll give it back to you. And they very quickly work out a reasonable resolution how they can share the toy or share something else. The problem is once parents get involved in resolving conflicts, if you're responsible to do that, they make things worse. Always make things worse. You as a parent must stay out of children's conflicts. It's their job to resolve themselves. The second thing about being fair is also a thing children learn from sibling rivalry. You as a parent cannot treat your children fairly. You treat them equitably, you give them what they need, but you can't treat your children the same. Children are not the same, they have different needs. One child needs one thing, another child needs a different thing. They're not the same. You do your best to be even-handed and equitable, but you cannot be the same, you should not try to be the same for each child, and you cannot be equally fair, and your children have to learn that the world is not fair. And that's part of growing up. As a child, you do it in a safe environment as a child in your family, and then they're able to deal with the inequities of the world and with the conflicts in the world. And that really is what sibling rivalry does. So again, to summarize, the way you handle sibling rivalry is you let them work out their problems themselves, and you try to treat your children equitably. but don't try to be even or fair because it is just not possible. Good. This is Dr. Anthony Kane, again, from the Cleveland Connection Parenting Program. If you'd like more parenting tips like this, please come to our website at ccparenting.com and sign up for our free newsletter.